Não tem problema, amigo. Amigo, eu não tenho problema, amigo. Amigo. Man.
It gets bad here, man. I just don't want to be here no more. Just I pray to God just. That's why I don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here. This place.
People who spent years calling America racist are now crying online because they're being sent back to the same country they swore was better than here. You see the meltdown videos everywhere, tears, anger, demands, but none of them mention the fraud investigations, the expired visas, the money that moved through criminal networks, or the abuse of programs paid for by the taxpayers. The moment accountability shows up, they all act shocked.
Trump has announced he will end deportation protections for Somali immigrants in Minnesota. Donald Trump just announced he is ending protections against deportations for Somali immigrants in Minnesota. Trump claims that Minnesota is being overrun by Somali gangs terrorizing people, a claim that is not true. The Somali people in Minnesota have contributed to the state, including its food culture. Trump has also criticized the governor of Minnesota for allowing the state to become a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. Trump says billions of dollars are missing, a statement with no supporting evidence. And Trump also said to send them back where they came from, calling it over. Trump said he will be ending the temporary protected status for Somalis. In Minnesota back in the 1990s, America decided that if you were from a country experiencing war, you could live and work legally in the U.S. But the war in Somalia is not yet over, and Trump is taking away that protection.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, majority of Somalis in Minnesota, they are being deported, and right now we are seeing how they are breaking down. Majority of them, they came out and started to mock black people. They were disrespecting black Americans, but right now you can see majority of them, they are begging black Americans, and also they are saying that they are not supposed to be deported. So kindly guys, I want you to watch these reactions from black Americans and see how they had to react about these Somalis in Minnesota being deported right now. Watch this, then I'll be back with more comment.
Trump is about to deport hundreds of Somali Americans right now. I'm gonna break it down for you. So on November 21st, Trump announced via Truth Social that he's terminating TPS for Somalis in Minnesota. And the reason he's doing this is because he has accused the Minnesota Somali community of fraud and money laundering. But as of now, he has offered no public verified proof of that. According to the congressional data, around 705 of them being Somali-born people in the US currently benefit from TPS. And the DHS actually extended and redesignated Somalis TPS status on July 22nd, 2024 into March 2026. Legal experts argue that Trump does not have legal authority to unilaterally revoke TPS designated by law, especially for a particular group in one state. Civil rights groups are calling that this is politically motivated and discriminatory, and courts are likely to step in. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with Trump or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below.
I can go live wherever I want.
Well, then go live in Somalia. All we hear you talk about is Somalia, Somalia. You love Somalia. It's your home, your people. Fucking live there.
I think she should get impeached. I think she's terrible. She originally from Somalia. So how are they doing this? How's their government? Do they have a president? Do they have a council?
If you want a good laugh today, check this out.
Somalis are not terrorizing this nation. We are helping it thrive. Somalis have always seen themselves as the fabric of this nation. So not only are we not going anywhere, we are not going to allow anybody to make us feel less Minnesotan or less American.
First and foremost, Little Miss Brusband. I don't feel American. I am American, so no one can make me feel less than or less like something that I already am because I was born that. And the real problem stems from the fact that you believe that you are the fabric of this nation. By the way, that metaphor refers to people that share fundamental structures, values, beliefs, culture and all this stuff. Didn't you come from Somalia, where the country's major fabric is Islam, what holds that nation together? And in Islam, you either convert or die. That's their belief system, correct? Or you force them to believe what you believe. Didn't Minnesota change their flag for you? See, if you were the fabric of this nation as you're espousing, you wouldn't have come to change the area you're in. You would assimilate and join in and share your culture and share your beliefs without forcing it on anybody, because no means no. But you guys don't believe in that.
Sorry to say, Minnesota, but your city has been taken. It's been taken. Somalians are taking over Minnesota as we speak. Now, the sheriff is also Somalian. If you don't believe me, there is a video stating that he said that he's not there to protect the people that live there. No, he's protecting his own kind. This is bad. And you guys are here supporting all of this as a Minnesota resident. Y'all lost it.
Enough to understand that members of Congress can't be impeached. When you have Nancy and Randy saying, we're on it, we're going to impeach her. When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen.
Ilhan Omar, the cracks are beginning to show. Now that you are on Trump's radar, I think you are starting to become very afraid. You're starting to panic. It looks like you are terrified and you feel some sense of threat. And honestly, you should be. I would like to point out and comment on the last statement that you made in that interview, but I'd also like to correct you on some few things. Yes, you are correct. American citizens cannot be deported. But what you failed to mention is that there are two types of American citizens. You failed to make that distinction. They are natural-born citizens and they are naturalized citizens, which you and I fall under that category. Both you and I are naturalized citizens. You being a Somalian and I am a Zambian. We became naturalized citizens because we satisfied the requirements needed to pursue citizenship through a legal process. We applied for naturalization because we satisfied all the requirements needed by immigration in order for us to pursue to become citizens. Natural-born citizens cannot be deported. Why? Because they were born here. However, naturalized citizens, we can get our citizenship revoked through a denaturalization process. And how that can come about is if we are being pursued criminally or civically.
A Somali sheriff's deputy in Minnesota said he's only there to protect and serve Somalians.
markaan haddaan askarnahay Soomaaliyeed idinka aynu shaqeynaa habeenii maalin idinka aynu taaganahay fahanteen horta saa ogtihiin wadankan anaga qaxootiga nimaadnay askar Soomaaliya ma jirin marka hadda anaga markii la haygareeyay waxay noqotay inaan dadkeena u shaqeyno dadkii dhaqankii ma fahmayna luqadii ma fahmayna culture ma fahmayna marka qofka kale mataqaana ajnabiga bacdaanka iyo anaga kala duwanahay because qofkii gaabkii waxa uu dooda bridge kaas fahantay marka insha Allah waa mahadsantiin again ogaada askari kasta oo Soomaaliya dalka iyo dabadaba idinku idin shaqeeyaa habeenkii marka hurudaan iyo marka mataqaana achievetaanba
with all the scams and fraud that happened in Somalia, could you imagine if the district attorney was a Somalian? All that will go unchecked with no consequences.
There are truths we have not been saying out loud. Number one, go to Somali malls. Cash only, no receipts. That's sus. We gotta say that out loud. Number two, Somali tax accountants. They say, oh, you have no taxes today. That's sus. We gotta call that out. What? Yeah, Somali trucking companies cutting corners. That's sus. Let's not do that. Appreciate that. Let me keep going. Yeah, helping each other lie on forms. Like it's some sort of community service we're doing to each other. What? Yeah. And recently I just saw a Somali sheriff, police officer, saying that he only serves the Somali community. What are you doing? You're an American. The whole citizens is your duty to protect and provide great, excellent service. Hello! Get rid of that mindset. Appreciate that.
So something deeply troubling is happening right now, again. And a lot of people are rightfully concerned. President Trump has announced that he will immediately end what is known as TPS, Temporary Protected Status, TPS, for Somali immigrants living in Minnesota. This is just kind of weird to me, just specifically Minnesota, and specifically Somali immigrants. So TPS was created to protect people from countries that are torn apart by political instability, war, famine, things like that. And Somalia has faced all of those things for a long time. And this TPS, this protection for Somali immigrants, has let people stay here legally, to work here legally, to build families, raise families, avoid being sent back to Somalia into harm's way, potentially. So President Trump justified the decision by pointing to alleged Somali gang activity in Minnesota, his weird, bizarre claims of billions of dollars missing in Minnesota, and not surprisingly, it's par for the course for this administration. These accusations aren't apparently backed by credible facts and evidence, but don't let that get in his way, right? Most Somali Americans in Minnesota are U.S. citizens, or at least legal residents, if not citizens. And thankfully, local leaders across the state of Minnesota are pushing back, because this decision targets a single community in a way that, to a reasonable person, I think feels politically motivated, not factually motivated. There are no facts, as usual, to justify his actions. And the concern isn't just the policy change, it's what it signals. Because if protections like this can be taken away overnight, it creates fear, uncertainty, instability for entire communities. And that's not a good feeling for anyone to be going through, for anyone to have. It undermines trust, and it sends a message that one's legal status and one's very safety can be undone based on rhetoric instead of reality. It's a way of looking at it with this administration. Rhetoric over reality. People are asking why this is happening and who it actually helps. All it seems to do is create fear where there doesn't need to be any fear. Kind of orchestrated chaos again. If justice and fairness matter, we have to pay attention to decisions like this. It's not partisan. We have to just say enough is enough. And this feels wrong because it probably is wrong.
Breaking tonight, President Trump has just announced he is revoking the temporary protective status that the Somalis here in the U.S. have enjoyed for many years. He said the fraud is rampant. He's done with it. That under Minnesota's oversight and their thievery, they've stolen enough from the American public. He said the gangs are out of control in Minnesota. And, I mean, the teenagers were just knocking out car windows left and right this summer, and there was nothing being done about that. But he said they need to go back home to Somalia where they belong. He's had enough, and I bet the people of Minnesota have too.
Breaking news, it's officially over for Somalis in Minnesota, as President Donald Trump has officially announced he is ending
deportation protection for all Somali nationals in Minnesota. On a statement posted on X, President Donald Trump said, "I'm hereby terminating effectively immediately the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota." He further added accusations claiming Governor Walz was involved in money laundering activity. For those who are unaware, TPS is the program that allowed Somali families to live and work safely in the US, while Somali continue to face instability. And for Minnesota, home of the largest Somali community in America, this announcement hits hard. A huge announcement from President Trump. Let me know your thoughts below about this.
Somalia's economy relies heavily on remittances, much of it coming from the United States. Federal investigators and counterterrorist experts confirm Minnesota taxpayer dollars funneled through community remittance networks eventually enriched al-Shabaab, this al-Qaeda spinoff, via the money they forcibly take from all financial activity in their territory. The single largest funder of al-Shabaab in the world is the Minnesota taxpayer, or on two politicians in particular. The feckless Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and the utterly repulsive Somali-born Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. So Happy Hands Walz is being faulted for failing to confront or prevent this fraud, even though he knew about it. He ignored repeated warnings since 2020 about scams in childcare, housing, disability programs in the state. Republican Representative Tom Emmer, he's from Minnesota as well, and the entire GOP House delegation are calling for a federal investigation on the inaction and proper handling of fraud by Walz and his entire administration. And then back in 2021, Ilhan Omar actually recorded a publicity video for a restaurant that was at the center of this fraud, Safari Restaurant. This Minneapolis restaurant basically became a front for this money laundering operation. And Ilhan Omar is featured in a video at the restaurant, like, distributing meals to children alike, which is exactly what was behind this entire fraud. Now, she's claimed no involvement in the scandal whatsoever, but we now know that her campaign received $5,400 from two individuals who were later implicated in fraud investigation. And it gets worse, because Omar was actually the sponsor of the Meals Act in 2020, which expanded federal food aid during the pandemic. And this is precisely the very legislation that created the opportunities that fraudsters exploited to steal hundreds of millions of dollars from taxpayers, much of which got sent back to Somalia and ended up in the coffers of the spinoff of freaking Al-Qaeda.
Everyone has an opinion, so here's mine. In the state of Minnesota, they are home to the largest Somali population in the United States of America, with many of the Somalis arriving in Minnesota as early as the 1990s as refugees. Now, we have gotten to see their impact on our society. And let's just say it's time to go. I hope President Trump sends the National Guard to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they actively remove every single one of you bastards. Listen, y'all talking about a land that was promised to you 3,000 years ago? From who? The United States of America and Minnesota did not exist 3,000 years ago. So what the fuck are you talking about? How could something be promised to you that wasn't in existence? That's a lie from the pits of hell. You people can commit atrocities. You're dirty, you're filthy, and I'm not saying all, but you don't represent the best. And we can just go back and look at Somalia, the country, and the shithole that your country is. And I guess we're supposed to feel bad for you as American citizens because we have it so good. But then y'all get over here and you take advantage of our resources and you send it back to Somalia. Then you want to come over here and you want to turn America into Somalia. Absolutely not. Minnesota, what the fuck were you thinking? This is what happens when you have liberals in charge. When you have bozos like Tim Walz in charge. This type of shit should have never been allowed to happen. Then look what's going on in Dearborn, Michigan right now. That town is completely unrecognizable. We're not a Muslim nation. We are a Christian nation. What are you talking about? Sharia law? Are you nuts? These people need to leave, bro. I'm sorry. All of that tugging on your heartstrings, and these are refugees and they had it so bad in their country. Their country is a fucking shithole, hence why they left in the first place. Now you want to come over here and turn our country into your country? Absolutely not. You're not coming over here. You're not going to take over. Every single one of my red-blooded American patriots, we need to stand up and unite. Forget all that black versus white bullshit, all of that brown versus black bullshit. At the end of the day, this is our land, not theirs. Take your ass back to the motherland. We're tired of that shit. We don't feel sorry for you. I hope Trump removes every single one of y'all. All of y'all need to go. At this point, enough is enough. We are tired of seeing our American cities being turned into foreign countries. There should be no place in America where I go and not be able to feel like I'm in America. This isn't your country, it's ours. But it's just my opinion, though. Love to know yours. Drop a like, comment, share this video, and of course, you know, I need to help a brother out special. Smash that follow button.
I live in Minneapolis. I've had Somali doctors, nurses, servers, Uber drivers. There are students here. I shop next to Somali families at the Mall of America. There's an indoor soccer place near me where Somalis frequently play while their partners and their kids sit at tables and do homework, or read a book, or look at TikTok. There are about 60,000 Somalis in the state of Minnesota out of 6 million people, and about 500 of them are under temporary protected status. The rest are legalized residents or naturalized citizens. There are not roaming gangs of Somalis on the streets. There's not a Somali takeover, and 80% of crime here is not caused by Somalis. Shame on Tom Emmer for telling such a dangerous lie, and shame on President Trump for using the alleged actions of a small number of people to demonize an entire group of my fellow Minnesotans.
Pardon my French in advance, but did y'all hear what Donald Trump had to say recently about Somalian Americans that live in Minnesota? That they are garbage people, and that all they do is bitch and complain, and that they need to be sent back to where they come from. They come from hell, is what Donald Trump said. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, Donald Trump has been complaining about the Epstein files, talking about the affordability crisis is a Democrat hoax, but yet and still, he ran his 2024 presidential campaign on affordability. And as a matter of fact, got elected because of that. But now it's a hoax. The Epstein file hoax shouldn't be released. Now it's being released. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, looks like a lot of bitching is coming from the White House. Not that many years ago, Donald Trump's own wife was complaining about the Christmas trees and saying she didn't give a F about them. You gonna round her up? Because that is ultimately what the objective is. Donald Trump says these people need to go back, so they're going to put ICE on it to send these people back to Somalia. But what's crazy is a lot of these people are actual citizens of the U.S. So since we're going to round people up for complaining and bitching, I guess ICE better get ready to round us all up, along with Donald's wife and Donald Trump himself. I think his people originated from Germany. Let's send him back. How about that? And let's send Melania back to whatever Slavic country she come from. How about that? Since he tired of people bitching and complaining.
You mean to tell me not only did the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan support Wigs R Us, but the Somalians in Minneapolis, Minnesota supported Wigs R Us. And now he is saying that y'all have stolen billions from the fucking United States and from American citizens, and that the mayor of Minneapolis should be disappointed and should not be happy with having y'all in their fucking city. And now they've removed the protections for y'all so y'all can be deported. Even though we know a lot of y'all are U.S. citizens, the fact that he said he's removing protections from y'all so y'all can go ahead and see ICE, baby, boom, doom, doom. When y'all gonna start listening to black folks? That's my fucking question, because I know y'all come to this fucking country and y'all are told that black people are the most laziest people in the fucking world. Even though y'all don't do no fucking studying, y'all have no idea who the fuck we really are. Why the fuck would y'all come to a country and listen to white folks and not listen to people who actually look like you? I'll wait. Because we told y'all dumbasses. We told y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to say this again. Anytime a white person tries to come between people of color, there's always an agenda. And for the Somalian people in Minneapolis, Minnesota, you about to find out that fucking agenda, okay? You are about to be the next. Come on down. It is time for you to get your ride on the ICE train. This shit has got to be studied. Like, honestly, I feel like they don't learn no fucking history when they get here. You forget you look like me. We could be twinning them. They don't like y'all either, but they damn sure will take your vote so they can deport your ass next time.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how Somali they are breaking down. We have been seeing how they are being deported, and right now you can see majority of them, they are now begging help from black Americans. But these people, they went ahead and started disrespecting black Americans. These people, they mock black Americans. At some point also, they came out and say they are not black. They didn't want to associate with black Americans in America. But these people, they didn't knew the reasons to why they are in America, it is because of how black Americans, they fought so that other people, other black people, they can come in America. But these people, they didn't see that. These people, they went ahead and see themselves as a powerful people. They even wanted to replace black Americans in America, but it has turned out that it has become impossible. And right now you can see, because ICE has started deporting them, you can see majority of them, they are coming and start to ask help from black people. But black Americans, they are coming out and they are telling them their mistake that they've been doing in America. You know, these people, they came out publicly. Imagine, they came out publicly and ignore and say that they are not blacks, they are Arabs. So right now, instead of them calling the Arab people to come and help them, they are now calling black Americans to come and help them. So right now, black Americans, they have been telling them that no, right now we cannot just come and help you right now, because right now black Americans, they are relaxing. And you all know that black Americans, after vote, majority of them, they came out and said that they are going to relax and to see how things is going on in America. So guys, I have some of the shocking comments that I want also to share with you and see what people they have said on the comment section. This one is saying that many Somali people look down on black people, leave us black people alone. Exactly, many Somali, they look down on black people. So right now they need to leave black people alone. You can imagine, they look down on black people and right now they want their help. No, black people, let them just relax. So this one saying that I am so happy to see the black Americans community standing up against this crap. So you can see, this is a white American. He's saying that I am so happy to see black Americans community standing up against this crap. This one is saying that Somalia sheriff need to be fired. Exactly, that Somali sheriff needs to be fired. That one on the video. This one is saying that this is why immigrant should not be allowed to hold political office. Exactly, this is why immigrants, they should not be allowed to hold political office. This one saying that my dad used to say, if you don't like me, don't like you either. This one is saying that I work in the emergency department. This needs to be done. So many refugees are so disrespectful as they are taking full advantage of the system. Exactly. This one is saying that as a Minnesota, I want them out. They do not like FBA. The fraud has been going on for years. Trump, please handle Minnesota. This one is saying that he doesn't want also these people, the Somalis, needs to be gone. This one saying that we are not going anywhere. She said, what, shake her head with the arrogant girl on her face. We'll see about that. So this one is saying that we are busy looking for our father. Bye bye. So this one is saying that, you know, there's a one Somali leader. He came out and said that the black Americans, they don't know even their father. You can imagine what kind of the person, this Somali leader, he's coming out publicly and say that black Americans, they don't know their father, they don't know their history, they don't know their roots. You can imagine. So right now, after the eighth now it is coming for them, you can see this black American is replying and is telling them that we as black Americans, we are looking for a father, because you said black Americans, we don't know our father. So we are not coming to help you, but instead we are going to look for our father. This one is saying that you do not take oath in America, Congress, to serve another country. You take the oath to serve America and America, but instead they are serving Somali and not America or Americans. This one is saying that what is so bad about being in your homeland with your own people, your food, music, language, and culture? Is everyone supposed to move to the USA just because their homeland is tarnished instead of repairing it? Everybody can't live in America. Build your home up. Now, this one is saying that they need to be forced to step down when they don't want to put America first. That's really stupid when that has to be said in America. Exactly. These Somali leaders, they need to step down if they are not going to put the interest of American people first, because Donald Trump, he came out and said that these people that are taking millions back in their country, they are not interested building America, and that's one of the reasons to why also DJT has decided to deport these Somali people. This one saying that as a Sudanese, I lived with some Somalian in Ethiopia for 3 months. By a boy, oh no, oh boy, these people are very isolationist. They don't want to be with other group of people at all. So you can see the Somali, these people, they normally don't want to live with a group of people. This one is saying that it's very dangerous to let people with this ideology of hatred and violence to have guns. This one saying that get them out here. This one saying that they should develop their own country. You can see majority of Americans also, it seems like they are supporting the deportation and the removal of Somali people in America, simply because these people, they love to be isolated, and also you saw much how they came out and isolated themselves from black people. You can imagine these people that are black people, but they're coming out and saying that Somali, we are not black. Somalis, they are not black, they are Arabs. So right now they should call the Arabs people to help them. They should not call the black Americans. They need to call the Arabs people to come and help them in Somali. This one saying that foundational black Americans stand down. This has nothing to do with us. Period. FBA Life Maga. This one saying that thank you ICE. This one saying that Omar knew everything. Time to send her back. So this one saying that Omar knew everything. It is now the time to send her back. This one saying that money laundering, stealing from SNAP benefit, illegal housing, fraudulent immigration papers. Do you think the pilgrims were going to let you all get away with that? No, the pilgrims don't like that you stole over $300 million from the American taxpayer, but only 77 people have been indicated to go to prison. No, it's more of you all and the pilgrim. It's gonna find out. This was saying that Africa is bigger in size than America. Why can't Somali choose another African country to seek asylum? Go make Somali great. Exactly. These people, they should go to their country and try to make their country to be great. This was saying that big teeth and huge forehead are all over the place in Minnesota and Michigan. This one is saying that that's what happened when you disrespect America and Americans. Don't bite the hand that feed you, and you disrespect America. You gotta go. You can see both black Americans and white Americans. It is like they don't want these Somali people in America. This was saying that too late to assimilate. You showed us who you are. It's on video. You told America to go them sake, remember. So guys, these are some of the shocking comments that majority of black Americans and all Americans, they are sharing it on the comment section. And also you guys, you can share it on your you can share it on the comment section. I'll be reading it. So kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't liked this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.